What is your American dream?
My American dream is to be great.
My American dream is to be a singer.
My American dream is to own a company.
My American dream is to be able to say whatever I want to say.
My American dream is to become a famous rapper.
My American dream is world peace.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! No. 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 Oh, hello everybody! Groundhog Sam here! I hope you had a great weekend! Happy Monday, Brad Squad! I sure had an amazing weekend! I went with Yonathan to the St. Patrick's Day Parade in New York City to celebrate. Man, I had a blast. I'm still on a high. I'm just here looking for some four-leaf clovers because I'm thinking like I got the luck of the Irish on my side. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm even going to find a pot of gold. Who knows? I had such a blast. I made a ton of new friends like I always do. People just can't resist me. I told everyone, kiss me, I'm Irish. Mwah! And I also got to taste my first Guinness, my first official Irish beer. Jonathan gave me a taste.
21 and up. Brad, get your boy.
He was afraid I wasn't of age, but he doesn't know. In groundhog years, I'm definitely 21. Ha 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 ha. At least I'm gonna keep telling him that. And I got my beads. I've been wearing the beads a lot. I think I really rock beads. And now let's just keep on looking for my four-leaf clover. But first, it's just about that time. The time you've all been waiting for. It's time for Brad Show Live. Starring Brad, Bernstein, and co-host Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy. May the luck of the Irish be with you all. Back to my search. Oh my God, I think I found one. Oh, wow, awesome. Or at least I'm just imagining I did, but either way.
What are we, 30 minutes late after being off the air for 4 days? Welcome, everybody. It is March 18th. March 18th. I was on vacation, so what do I know what day it is? It is the day after St. Patrick's Day. And Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias is here in the house.
Woo!
What's going on, my man?
Yeah, I'm good.
How was your week? How was your week?
The week was good.
Yeah.
I worked.
You worked? Yeah, I worked too.
Yeah,
you can tell from my tan, right?
See.
You can tell.
Brother from another mother. You
Right.
you looking like me.
A little bit.
Every time you come back from a trip, you look like
I tan.
you could
I don't even
closely
try.
be
I don't
my
even
family.
try. I sit in the shade and I just.
That's
tan.
good.
Yeah.
You got that good skin. You got that tanning skin.
I do got that tanning skin.
Yeah.
It's maybe the yakit in me.
That's
I don't
the
know.
yakit.
It's the yakit in me. So anyway, I was in St. Lucia, which by the way is a beautiful.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Beautiful. I wish, you know what, I should have had Jilly take put up some pictures of my trip to St. Lucia.
Yeah,
it was
I thought
really
you were
beautiful.
going to do that.
The people who live there are just really nice.
Awesome.
Really nice, down to earth people.
Mm-hmm.
Really just always friendly, smiling. Always wanting to have a conversation, no matter where you go. Complete strangers just coming over and having conversations with you. Yeah, very
awesome.
very conversational.
Nice.
For everybody, wherever you went. I'm like, it's the funniest thing is, and they just want to keep talking. Everybody wants to talk to you.
And you were okay with that?
Yeah, fine. I'm good with it. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Good guy.
Yeah. Even the waiters, they would come over. You're eating dinner, and they just say, start a conversation. Usually, most people are like, yeah, whatever, you know. And I just sat there and we talked to them for like 30, 45 minutes. It's like the waiter joined us at the table.
Oh, okay, that's a little much.
It was a little much. Very nice people. Very nice.
Good,
I liked them. Anyway, I got to say hello to Ali Boo Beecher. Tamika Nelson says, hey, Brad, Kim, Yo-Yo, Sam. By the way, Kim hopefully will be back shortly.
Yes.
She's on extended leave, but hopefully she will be back shortly. We do miss her. Jeff Mosey, Christy Consali. I heard Jeff Stop by to say hello. Yes, I heard.
Jeff.
Ma Dukes, what's going on? And Wet Sugar Donna says, pleasant good evening to Brad and his team. We haven't seen Wet Sugar Donna in a long time.
No, we haven't.
Yes, and for those from our radio show days, Wet Sugar was our code word for when we just went off the rails and we were just getting way too when we were just getting way too randy.
Right.
But it came from Wet Sugar. Wet Sugar.
Did it come from?
That's how we got the name Wet Sugar from Wet Sugar Donna, who's watched us all the way back from our radio days. Yeah, Tamika Nelson, how are you? Tracy Haynes and Princess Tenko says, hello everyone, welcome back, Brad and the squad. Deion Watson, I think I said, but Carol Anderson, the Tiger, she was complaining on YouTube. Where are you on Facebook?
Yes.
We had something called technical problems, but in layman's terms, the computer froze. So we had to restart everything again, so we're okay now. Ronnie Ali says there's no sound. No, we have sound.
Everybody
else hears it. Ronnie, turn up your volume.
Yeah,
okay, there's a volume thing.
Pump
Go,
up the volume.
Whoosh. And Lavandi Tucker, where is Kim? Where is Kim? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
The world.
We're traveling the world. Deanna Moore saying hello. And Abigail Taylor Watson, Rich Kid C.
Ali Boo said that Kim's in Jamaica twerking.
She it's very, has anybody seen Kim twerking in Jamaica?
Right.
I want to know if we've had a Kim sighting anywhere.
Right.
She could be anywhere in the world.
I could actually imagine that.
Yes. Like Where's Waldo? It's like Where's Belgium Kim, Zane Super Bob Gooden, how are you? And Jessica Kalimi Joel says she didn't get any notification. Because now we're starting to broadcast on, we combine the pages, Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein Bradshaw Live. So not only do you have to like and follow, and Yonathan will explain more to you in a few minutes, not only do you have to like and follow, but you also have to put on the notification button that you should get notified when we come live, because we're broadcasting on a different channel right now. Shauna K. Pert, Lavandi Tucker, and Lolitha Platt. And so it's, for example, if you followed us on Bradshaw Live, the old Facebook platform, but don't follow us on Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, which is the new Facebook platform, you wouldn't get the notification.
You wouldn't get it.
So you got to make sure that you follow on both.
Yes.
And on YouTube, because we can't forget YouTube. We're on the same spot always. Okay, says Batter Will says, hey everyone. Fadi El Abid says, hi Brad, welcome back from your holidays. Thank you very much. Marcine Frazier says, hello. And Carol the Top Cat Tigress 2 Anderson saying hello on both.
I want you to add another word to your name this week. Just do it.
Yes. Her name just gets longer and longer.
Add it once a month.
Exactly. Yeah, not every day.
Not every day. Once a month.
Yeah, so she'll be like, Carol the Top Cat, Super Catcher, Fragilistic, Expialidocious Anderson.
That's a long word.
Afzal A, what's going on? And God Embassy Ministries also coming in there. Ja Love says he can't find the show on Facebook. A lot of people watch on both, believe it or not. And I do believe that. Marcine Frazier, Rococo Chocolate, says I got my interview date for next month, but I'm worried. I can't remember American History, Brad. I was at your office with Shannon today.
Me either. I can't remember American History.
But it's just, you just got to do it.
You know what? It's literally just like driving tests. Like you just have to read it and just memorize it for that test. That's what I did for driving.
Yes. Audrey, you're right. Audrey Miller says she's ready for class. Brad, a terrific teacher, is back. And Sexy Teddy Bear.
Sexy Teddy Bear
saying hello, along with Lorna Gaynor and Gail Henry.
Yes.
And there you have it, Yonathan. And I do want to remind everybody, I do have a new Instagram page. It is, so you could follow me. You can actually see my pictures of beautiful St. Lucia. They have the pitons, 2 huge peaks that are made by the volcanoes, which are beautiful, which, where I was, I literally looked out from my hotel room every night to these most beautiful, they call them the pitons, or pitons, I may be pronouncing it wrong, but very beautiful. You can check out my pictures. You can check me out too if you want to at Real Brad Bernstein, and you can follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. And if I know who you are and you're following me, I'll follow you back, I promise. at Real Brad Bernstein. And Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, where can they find you on Instagram?
You guys can all find me on Yonathan Elias TV on Instagram and Twitter. So it's Yonathan Elias TV. Really easy. But most importantly, what we need you guys to do is you need to click that little bell. If you're on Facebook, click that little bell so you can get notified anytime we go live. All right. But most importantly, we need you guys to communicate. We need you guys to talk to us. Comment in the sections. We love to hear what you guys have to say. And also like, love, smile, sad face, mad face, whatever you're feeling, what we're talking about, make sure you show it because we need that interaction. And then when you share it to people's groups, share it to people's pages, individuals. But most importantly, what you need to do is you need to share it in an inbox, all right? So private message an individual, or you could also make a group. Now, for YouTube, you also have to do the same thing. We love your interactions. We love to hear what you guys have to say. And also, you guys can post your questions in the comments as well. And also comment on what we're talking about. But make sure you guys like it right now. Like that button right now. And then you guys can also notify yourself whenever we go live on YouTube. But subscribe. When you subscribe, that's how they tell you. And share it in a WhatsApp. Share it in the text blast. You could also share it to different social media, all right? Now do that now, everybody, as we're watching. This was our time to do that, okay? As we were watching. Now we're gonna go to the next segment, Schmoozing with Brad.
Schmoozing with Brad. I think you're getting it.
I'm getting it.
You were definitely practicing in the mirror.
When I said I was working,
you were working.
That's what I was working on.
Schmoozing.
I used to say schmoozing, but it's not that. It's schmoozing with Brad.
Schmoozing.
See,
you got it.
I'm getting Americanized.
Meanwhile, we got to catch up on a lot's happened since I was away in 5 days. The saddest thing was the terrorism that came back, the white supremacy thing came back. This time it happened in New Zealand. There was a mass shooting in which 2 mosques were the target of a terrorist attack. The majority of the victims were immigrants living in New Zealand. They were gunned down and killed while they were praying at services. The youngest victim, Muqad Ibrahim, was only 3 years old.
Oh my God.
The gunman behind the mosque shootings, we've seen this all on the news, is a 28-year-old Australian white nationalist. He hated immigrants. He wrote a manifesto which referenced Donald Trump, said that he respects Trump for being a white supremacist as well. He broadcast, this is the guy, he broadcast his shooting live on Facebook. Over 1.5 million people sickeningly shared that shooting video until Facebook took it down. He used a lot of hate symbols, Nazi symbols.
You see him throwing that little,
the little, I don't know what that is.
It's like a white supremacy kind of.
I don't even know what that was.
I don't know. I feel like it's like 666.
I don't even know what that is. So he wrote that that the victims, these innocent people who were praying at a mosque, they were chosen because he saw them as invaders who would replace the white race.
Sheesh.
And he predicted he would feel no remorse for their deaths. And in the video, he live streamed the shooting and is still showing no remorse.
Yeah, nothing's going to change.
Meanwhile, while all of this was happening, around 11 o'clock on Thursday evening, while it hit the news in America here in New York on the East Coast at 11 o'clock in the evening on Thursday, I didn't even know about this until Friday morning because it's not like I was checking. I'm on vacation. I wasn't checking the news. But apparently, while this was happening on the East Coast at 11 o'clock, Donald Trump was adding a link to his Twitter feed referencing his recent interview with Breitbart. Breitbart is the right-wing newspaper that a lot of white supremacists follow.
Wow.
And they have this plausible deniability that maybe they're a white supremacist outfit, maybe they're not. They have this plausible deniability, kind of like Donald Trump has that same plausible deniability where he says something that's absolutely outrageous and you say this man is a racist, and then he does or says something that at least some part of the population can say, well, maybe he's not.
Right.
But the fact that we are even having to have a debate whether our president is a racist and a white
That's sick.
The fact that we even have to have a debate says he is.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
there should be
absolutely.
no doubt about it.
Right.
And if we're having a debate and it's out in the media that perhaps he is a white supremacist, that perhaps he is a racist, and most, I would say, I don't know if it's a majority, but I would say maybe a majority of people believe that. I have not seen a poll. I believe that.
Yes.
Okay. But certainly a lot of people believe that because he says a lot of things that a white supremacist and a racist would say, and then he pulls back a little bit and says something somewhat nice but not completely nice.
Right.
So he leaves this plausible deniability. It's plausible that maybe he's not. But the fact that our president, we even have to have this debate.
Yeah.
Okay, if he was if in fact he was not a racist, and if in fact he was not a white supremacist, he would come out and forcibly denounce anybody who says he is and say why he is not with facts.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
Right.
He doesn't say anything. He just kind of leaves it out
in
there.
The universe.
Out there in the universe. So while he was putting out this interview that he had on Breitbart, which basically he says, and this is a quote, okay, gunmen's killing 50 plus Muslims praying. Trump is putting this out on his Twitter. The left plays a tough game. It's funny. I actually think that the people on the right are tougher. But they don't play it tougher. Okay, I can tell you I have the support of the police, the support of the military, the support of the bikers for Trump. I have the tough people, but they don't play it tough until they go to a certain point, and then it would be a very, very, very bad. So Trump apparently thinks that the police, the U.S. military, and a bunch of bikers are all on his Team Trump, like this, brown shirt militia, almost like the SS, Nazis, that's at the SS.
Yeah.
And you may recall also that Michael Cohen told Congress in his live testimony that he feels that Donald Trump, if he is to lose the election, may not give up power. And we have that video too.
Wow.
Family's happiness, friendships, my law license, my company, my livelihood, my honor, my reputation, and soon my freedom. And I will not sit back, say nothing, and allow him to do the same to the country. Indeed, given my experience working for Mr. Trump, I fear that if he loses the election in 2020, that there will never be a peaceful transition of power. And this is why I agreed to.
So meanwhile, when we talk about his plausible deniability of whether he's a racist or not, let's look at. I'm just looking at the tweet that he gave after the massacre of 50 people. My warmest sympathy and best wishes go to the people of New Zealand and the horrible massacre in the mosque. 49 innocent people have so senselessly died, with so many more seriously injured. The U.S. stands by New Zealand. God bless all.
By New Zealand.
By New Zealand. God bless all. Nothing anything
about the Muslims.
About Muslims, about terrorism, about minorities. He didn't mention anything about bigotry. Wow. He didn't mention anything about racist hatred that we have to fight.
Because the guy basically praised he praised him. He praised Donald Trump. So it's like if he brings that up, that's already
Yeah. Now let's compare this to some other world leaders. The Prime Minister of New Zealand, where this happened, she writes, "What had happened in Christchurch is an extraordinary act of unprecedented violence. It has no place in New Zealand. Many of those affected will be members of our migrant communities. New Zealand is their home. They are us. The person who has committed the violent act has no place here." The British Prime Minister referred to the shooting as a horrifying terrorist attack. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said, "We stand together against acts of terrorism." The French president said, "France stands against all forms of extremism and acts with its partners against terrorism in the world." Then Trump, after all of this was said, and it's obviously now a terrorist attack, he pulls back his
tweet?
his article from Breitbart, where he said he's going to have the military, the police, and his brown shirt militia bikers protect him against the Democrats. And then he tweets, "I just spoke with Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, regarding the horrific events that have taken place in the last 24 hours. I've informed the Prime Minister that we stand in solidarity with New Zealand and that any assistance the U.S. can give, we are ready to help. We love you, New Zealand. Still nothing. Still nothing.
Are you serious?
Nothing. Now, when asked by reporters asked him, "Hey, Trump, do you think this white supremacy thing is a big deal? You think it's a growing global threat? It seems to be more and more in the news."
Right.
And he says, no, he doesn't think it's a serious problem. Quote unquote. However, the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is an organization that follows terrorist threats around the world and terrorist attacks, says that these white supremacist extremist groups' attacks are up 30% since Donald Trump has become president. As a matter of fact, it was going down during the Barack Obama era. In 2014, there was only 954 white supremacist, kind of incidences throughout the world, and now in 2018, that number is up by 30%. When on Saturday the Prime Minister of New Zealand was asked what she thought of Trump's comments. She said he very much wished for his condolences to be passed on to New Zealand. He asked what support the U.S. can provide. My message was sympathy and love for all Muslim communities.
Yes, for all.
Okay, that's what she asked him to do.
And he still didn't
do it. He didn't do it. She also said, when asked if this was a terrorist attack, she said absolutely yes. She was asked if whether white nationalism is a problem, is a global threat. And asked whether or not she agrees with Trump's comments. She says no, she does not agree with Trump. It is a growing threat, and obviously what's happening right there as well. And not only is it a growing threat to blacks, Muslims, Hispanics, Jews, everybody. Yeah. Everybody who's not a white Christian.
Basically.
Which is a majority
of the world.
All right. She also said that the gun laws in New Zealand are going to change. Speaking to the media in Wellington, she said, while work is being done as to the chain of events that led to both the holding of this gun license and possession of these weapons, I can tell you one thing right now, our gun laws will change.
Good.
These guns were purchased legally in New Zealand.
Wow.
And this man passed a background check. He was never, ever even on any watch list for anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's so scary about it. Like you never know. It could be somebody that just like, it pops up in their heads like, hey, I want to do this. And those are the type of people who are not on the watch list.
Yeah. And meanwhile, the shooter had a manifesto, which I had mentioned before, in which he asked and answered the question of whether he was a Trump supporter. He said in his manifesto, as for Trump, he is a symbol of renewed white identity and common purpose. Sure.
I can't.
Yeah. So that's what's happening there. Meanwhile, while all of this was happening, okay, and the world is trying to put this all together on what we can do to stop the rise of white nationalism, white supremacy groups from attacking, Trump continued to tweet.
Of course.
Okay, but he didn't really mention anything more about the attacks, and he tweeted those 2 tweets, and that was it. And then Sunday morning, he took to his other issues that were really concerning to him, that he really has to go out into the world and talk about. Okay, at 8 a.m., he tweeted about Saturday Night Live. He says it's not funny. They don't have any talent. They can spend all their time knocking me over and over without so much of a mention of the other side, and then threatened to have them investigated by the FBI.
Oh my gosh!
He's going to have the FBI investigate Saturday Night Live. You can't make this stuff up. Meanwhile, the world is trying to come to grips with what's going on in New Zealand. Then So here's the tweet right here. Should the Federal Election Commission, the FCC, look into this? There must be collusion, and Democrats, of course, in Russia. Such one-sided media by Saturday Night Live, most of it is fake news.
Love that word.
And this was a rerun. This wasn't even a live one.
Right.
Okay. Then he went on to tweet about Jeanine Pirro, who was fired from Fox. Bring Jeanine Pirro back because she made anti-Muslim statements on her live show, Judge Jeanine. So she was fired by Fox. Maybe she'll be brought back, maybe not. So Trump was saying, bring her back.
Right.
While all of this is going on.
Wow.
And so he goes, bring back at Judge Jeanine Pirro. The radical left Democrats working closely with their beloved partner, the fake news media, is using every trick in the book to silence a majority of our country. She's talking about Islamophobia.
Wow.
And if anything, just being racist to Muslims.
And he wants her back.
He wants her back. Okay. So, and then finally, his other big issues is John McCain, who's been dead for 6 months. Okay, that has a problem with John McCain tweeting about him.
You can't even let him rest in peace.
Can't even let the man rest in peace. Yeah. So Trump incorrectly claimed that McCain leaked a dossier, that Steele dossier, about Trump's ties to the Russian government to try to harm Trump's chances ahead of the 2016 election. He then went on to say that so it was indeed just proven in court papers that John McCain, that sent the fake dossier to the FBI, and he the FBI media, hoping to have it printed before the election. He and the Democrats working together failed as usual. Even the fake news refused this garbage. And then he went on to tweet that John McCain finished last in his class at Annapolis Navy Academy, which is not true. He finished 5th to bottom.
Wow, that is sick.
But the man's dead.
Right.
And that's who he's complaining about. What about, part of being president, Yonathan, what we're all come down to is this. Part of being president is the political discourse of being the president of the United States, passing laws, and making sure that the country is running. But also the president even though he's not the king, has a king role.
Absolutely.
You have to still act like the king.
Yeah.
When there is a national tragedy, when there is reason for people to come together, when there is reason to call out hatred in the world, when there's reason to say, hey, we all have to live on this planet and show some leadership. All he's doing is complaining about Judge Jeanine Pirro and a rerun of Saturday Night Live.
Sheesh. It's our president for you.
Yes. Meanwhile, it's not just here in the United States, Jonathan. It's not just here in the United States. In Australia, a Senator Fraser Anning, he sparked revulsion this weekend. He's also a white supremacist, and he has a history of Islamophobia. And he sparked outrage Friday when he claimed that the real cause of the shooting at this mosque where 50 people died was because of the immigration program which allowed Muslims to enter New Zealand.
What?
Yes. So he blamed Muslim immigration for Friday's mass shooting at 2 mosques in New Zealand. And then, while he was doing that, and we have video, he was egged by a 17-year-old.
Oh, I did.
Let's watch. That. Did you see him get egged?
Yes.
Let's see. And then he punched the kid twice. And then he punched the kid after the kid egged him. So Henry Bellet, he tweeted, that's the egg boy they're calling him. No, I'm sorry. Henry Bellet is somebody else. Someone has just slapped an egg on the back of Australian Senator Fraser Anning's head, who immediately turned around and punched him in the face. And this prompted the GoFundMe page for $42,000 for what they're now calling #EggBoy. But Connolly got in touch with Eggboy, and Eggboy said that he doesn't want any of the money.
Wasn't he donating?
Yes, and he's going to, and he is. Oh, Connolly is Eggboy. Excuse me.
He is.
Eggboy is Connolly, and he's going to donate everything, the $42,000 that to the help the victims of the mosque attack.
Yes, I did read that.
He says he learned a lesson not to egg politicians because he's going to get punched in the face and get tackled by 30 people. But But he also revealed on Twitter that despite all of that, that this was the moment I felt so proud to exist as a human being.
Wow.
Let me inform all you guys, Muslims are not terrorists, and terrorism has no religion. All those who consider Muslims a terrorist community have empty heads like Anning.
Wow.
I like that.
That's amazing.
Okay, I
that's
like
amazing.
that. Yeah. What else is happening here? Let me talk about some good news quickly before we get into immigration.
All right.
Okay. There was talking about allowing people into our country. Here's some good news. It was a sad news to begin with, but then it turns into hopefully a happy story for this. There was an 8-year-old boy. He was from Nigeria, lived in a homeless shelter.
Okay.
Right here in New York City. He was just crowned New York statewide chess champion.
Wow.
Yes. Tanalua Aduwumi, he lives in a Manhattan homeless shelter with his family, won the kindergarten through 3rd grade category in New York's chess championship last weekend with an undefeated performance. He's known as Tanny. He learned to play chess just 1 year ago, which tells you how smart he is.
Wow.
Right. And now tells the New York Times that he wants to be the youngest grand master.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They have applied for asylum. They are set for an immigration hearing in August. And the hearing is going to take place just 3 months after Tanny competes at the elementary national chess championship, because the New York State champion goes on to the national championships. He says, "I feel American," and hopefully his chess prowess. I mean, if a GoFundMe, that's another people to GoFundMe.
Yeah.
You know, that would be a good one. I'm sure that
would
somebody.
Definitely be a good
I'm sure
one.
somebody's going to help them as well on a GoFundMe page. And
I love that.
I saw this also, and this just made me laugh. So, because we got to get some good news in here. In New Hampshire, there was a turkey who played crossing guard for his feathered friends. His video's going around. Did you see that?
No.
It's going around the internet, and it just made me laugh. So I said, we want to play it. There was a turkey. What happened was there was a turkey. Here he comes, and he's holding the traffic for all of his turkey friends to cross the street. And look at him. He's playing traffic guard.
He's like for real play.
He's got his wings out. He's got his wings out like this, and he's playing traffic guard. And if we were able to play the whole video, I guess maybe we can't play the whole video. If we're able to see the whole video, after all the turkeys go, he looks both ways, puts his wings down, and then walks across the street, and then the cars start going. So it's a really very smart turkey.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's all our news for today, Yonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias. Quickly, while I go stretch, I get my magic 8-ball ready to go for all the people who ask me what else is going to happen in the future.
Hopefully
and,
they don't.
Hopefully we won't need it, but I have it. Go tell everybody what they should be doing with our show pages.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, right now, at this moment, we need you guys to share, because this is where we're going to start answering your questions. You guys really look forward to this. So you have to share it so people can start calling. All right, so share. Make sure you share it to people's pages, personal pages, and also personal inbox. So make a group of people in your inbox on Facebook, and you can send a whole blast out, just one click, all right? Now, we also need your interaction. We want you to comment. We want you to comment about any and everything we're talking about, even about some of the stories that people are gonna call in about or write on social media. Also, make sure you like, love, laugh, wow, sad face, mad face, whatever you're feeling, your emotions, we wanna know exactly how you feel. You can keep on pressing if you want to. We like to see the hearts. All right, and also for YouTube, make sure you guys share. All you have to do is press that little button that says copy link. All right, copy the link, and then you can share it in a WhatsApp group. If you have WhatsApp, make a whole list of people that you think might benefit or just get entertained from the show, and you can send it as an easy blast. Just one button. That's all we need. We need you guys to help out just as much as we give out for you. We give out information and news and entertainment. We need your help as well, okay? And make sure you like the button and subscribe on both pages. You gotta subscribe so you can get notified whenever we come on live, all right? Now, for the next segment, we're going to answer your questions. So call in right now with getting answers. Call with your immigration questions.
That was a very good delay waiting for that to show up there, Yonathan. Very good delay tactics there. All right, we're going to answer your immigration questions now. We've got Tammy, Tammy's been waiting, but who's been waiting longer? Trudy from the Bronx. Let's go to the person waiting the longest. Trudy in the Bronx, how are you?
Hi, good day.
Good day, Trudy.
I received the removal condition I-751.
Uh-huh.
They asked for requested evidence, but they're requesting the tax. And that here you didn't do it together. I want to know what's going to be the problem.
If you didn't do your taxes together, one of the problem is that they may very well believe that you're not in a bona fide marriage, because the reason is the way that the government says that you have to be able to prove you're in a bona fide marriage. This is their definition: is you have to be living together and you have to have an economic relationship. And if you're filing taxes separately, what you're saying is, I'm not responsible for my spouse's debts on his taxes. So you're basically saying you're not in an economic relationship. It's a problem. Not to say it's not impossible, but I mean, if you have to run a 100-yard dash, I would and beat me in a 100-yard dash, you're starting with me at the 50-yard line. So I mean, it's very hard to overcome those type of things. That's a pretty bad analogy, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I thought they said for 2 years, so I didn't know the third year would be a problem.
What do you mean? Who's they? Who is they that you're referring to?
All right, if we filed for the two first years, 15 and 16, we just did it separate 17 for specific reasons to get extra.
Okay. So when people refer to they, that's just some nebulous thing. Okay, there's no such law that says you file joint taxes for 2 years and then the third year you don't. Every year you have to prove from the day you get married through the day you get your green card, through the day you remove the conditions, until ultimately, if you want to become a citizen, if you're basing it on 3 years of bona fide marriage, you got to have joint tax returns for all those years. It's just the way it is. It's the way the government is. Now, if it's a true bona fide marriage and you just got bad advice, then go amend your taxes. It's not the end of the world.
And what if I can't amend it if he will not amend it?
I just finished telling you, if it was not amended, I'm not saying you won't get a green card. I'm just saying you're really putting yourself behind the 8 ball, because you're already proving to them what they're looking to see, which is you're not in a bona fide marriage. You don't have a shared economic relationship.
So what should I do?
I just finished telling you what you should do. I said if you are in a bona fide marriage, go amend them. Not the end of the world.
And if you're not,
then you shouldn't be going for your green card, because you're not in a bona fide marriage. And if you're not in a bona fide marriage, the last thing you want to say is you're not in a bona fide marriage on a live Facebook and YouTube show, because there's no attorney-client privilege here.
Yeah. That didn't mean real, but just think I have to come and see the lawyer.
Okay. I think that's a smart thing.
Okay.
All right.
That's probably the smartest.
That's a smart thing, right? And by the way, if you come and see me and you're like, oh, I'm in a fake marriage or whatever, we can't take your case anyway.
Right.
Because that's breaking the law. I can't help you break the law.
Yeah.
Then I would be assisting in that.
Yeah.
But certainly you don't want to announce it on a Facebook and YouTube page.
Don't do that.
Right. Yeah. So what if we're not in a bona fide marriage?
Don't say that.
Keep quiet. That's for
right.
sure. All right. Joy in Gainesville, Georgia. Joy.
Hello, Mr. Brad.
How are you?
Love your show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have this little concern. I've got married in August of 2019, and I got fingerprinting in November 2018, and I haven't got any call as yet for the permit or anything. I don't hear anything. Do you think that's a concern that I should worry about?
You got fingerprinted in November. When did you file the papers?
I filed the papers in September.
And did you get a receipt notice back, because you got fingerprinted, I assume?
Yes, sir.
Did you get any other letter back that you were missing documents or they wanted more information?
No, I haven't got anything back.
All right, so it's October, November, December, January, February. It should take maximum 5.5 months from the time that you have your receipt notice back from immigration. So if it's more than 5.5 months, it's a problem. You should hold on and have a consultation with us.
So it's not 5 months as yet?
Okay. Well, since September, it could be, right? If I'm doing my math right. October, November, December, January, February, March. It's 6 months.
I did it the 13th of November.
Oh, the fingerprint or your filing?
The fingerprinting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about from the day of filing. You're at 6.5 months. So you could certainly wait another week or two, but I think after you hit 7-month mark, contact us.
Okay.
But it should be 5.5 months.
Another problem again. If for instance they said that I should come to the interview without getting the permit, and I haven't got any permit to work or stuff like that.
Who says that you should go to? Wait, they didn't say go to an interview. They just said that your application is ready for an interview, but they didn't schedule you one yet. You're not going to get one scheduled for another year.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
But
All
hang
right.
in there. But you should have gotten it already. So hopefully, it's in the mail in the next day or two.
All right.
All right, Julie.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
All right, let's go to Miguel in Florida. Miguel.
Good evening. How are you guys doing today?
What's happening, Miguel?
Everything is good on this end. First, I want to make sure that I got his name right. Bernstein?
Yes, you got his name right.
Bernstein, okay.
Bernstein, yes, that's his name.
My apologies.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, my question is,
yes.
I am a Cuban from the Mariel Boat lift back in 1980.
Right.
I was declared removal back in 91.
Why?
So until now, I'm still here, obviously. But something happened just recently that my wife and I got married after living together for 13 years. Would that qualify me for?
Why were you ordered removed?
I committed what you call an aggravated felony.
What was the aggravated felony?
Drug with intent, possession with intent.
No, you would not. Okay. You would not be eligible for a green card. The only reason you're not getting deported is because the U.S. and Cuba doesn't have relations to deport you yet. But you getting married doesn't help your situation at this moment. When and if they ever actually go to try to forcibly remove you, we may have to go to federal court, or hopefully they change the laws by then. But at the moment, there's nothing you can do. Just live your life.
Well, thank you for your honesty.
You're very welcome.
Reason I'm asking, because I received somehow the immigration attorneys down here in Miami got a hold of my information, and as soon as I got married, I got all kinds of letters from them asking could they help me get my green card.
Wow. That's first of all, that's not the most kosher thing in the world to do. It's like attorneys going through the hospital, seeing, hey, you injured? How'd you get hurt? Come sign up with me.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't even know how they knew that you got married unless they're paying off the. How would they know you even got married? I mean, but
I was telling my wife the same thing. How do they?
I honestly don't even know how they would get that information. I would say to you two things. Number one, you're a smart man for calling me on my show and getting the good information. And for everybody out there, any lawyer that needs to contact you first and just write you a letter or call you, you've never heard from this lawyer before, you never contacted their office. I mean, we have people call my office and then we may contact them back, obviously, but they initiated calling here first. But somebody, just a lawyer to call you out of absolutely nowhere, you never heard of this lawyer before in your entire life, and then all of a sudden, that should be a warning to you that maybe I should go find a different lawyer.
Right, and I consider that an act of desperation.
It is.
You are a good
exactly.
If you are a good attorney, you don't need to, take these people around. And,
you're 100% right. You're 100% right.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your answer, and thank you for your honesty, and I feel much better.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you very much. You know, I was just actually even talking about that with Moshart, one of the partners here in the personal injury department today. He says, Brad, you're amazing because you get all of your business just because people know who you are.
Right.
You don't have to, you don't have to get people, lawyers referring you business or, stupid deals with, doctors and stuff.
I told you the story so there's a Jamaican spot right across the street from my place, and it's a 24-hour Jamaican restaurant, which is bomb.
And this is where, up in Harlem?
Up in Harlem on 135th and Frederick Douglass. Right on there. Great food. So, what happened, Joe?
It's okay.
No, okay. The lady who always serves me the food, like, she's known me for the whole year that I've lived there and always watches my show on BET. Like, she loves that show. So then, like, last week, randomly, she was like, Brad?
And then you're like, how? Brad? Who? What?
Right. How
what?
do you know that? And it's because she became friends with me on Facebook and she saw me on the show. But she lives in Brooklyn and she's Jamaican. She says, I was like, how do you know Brad? She's like, everybody knows Brad. If you don't know Brad, who are you? And she was saying how she was a fan of yours since the radio days. Everybody knows you.
Everybody knows Brad. Right?
You're a part of the Z-list with me.
That's I mean, I don't know.
No, I mean,
but the way you told it is like she's like, oh yeah, Yonathan, I watch your. But they were like, oh, Brad. It was like a whole other. It's like a whole other thing, right?
Absolutely.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
All right, good. Thank you. All right, send her my love.
Okay, I will.
All right. Let's go to Marina in Washington D.C. Marina.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
This is I'm great, and I called them on Friday. I was excited, so I was going to be participating on the show, and here I am on Monday.
Fabulous.
Yes, Brad, I have 3 questions. Mm-hmm. However, I have an attorney friend that did my I-485. Mm-hmm. That was back in 2011.
Right.
But I was unable to get all the documentation together. So I got a rejection letter with I think it was a voluntary removal, but it was able to file another form, and they actually left everything pending. So they told me that, whenever I'm ready, I should submit everything together at any time, so without any consequences.
Okay. Is there a question, or are you just saying, is that like what happened?
This is what happened, but I have a few questions
now
that I'm submitting the new version of I-485. And I have a question on section number 8, question 18, is 16 and 17, where it asks that, if you ever work without illegal permission and if you ever violated the terms of your non-immigrant visa, in which I did, my attorney friend put no.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Mozambique.
Okay. And the answer is, and you're married to a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, now
2008.
Okay, now I assume. Let me just go back to your story, and then I'm going to tell you how to answer these questions. Okay.
Okay.
I assume when your attorney friend originally did the application, and it was rejected and returned, they just wrote you a letter, said, please leave the country, you're out of status, but they never referred you to an immigration judge, right? You never saw a judge?
They never did.
Okay, right, fine. So then you're not in deportation. It's just the government said you're denied, leave the country, and if you don't, we'll try to enforce your deportation by putting you in deportation, which they never did back in the day. So that's okay. So now you're going to refile again, and you're married to a U.S. citizen? Is that what you're basing your adjustment on?
Yes, I am, since 2008.
All right, so let me just tell you what the law says. If you are married to a United States citizen and you violate the terms of your visa, or you work illegally without permission from the government, that is not a bar to getting a green card if you are married to a U.S. citizen. So then, if in fact you did work illegally and you did violate the terms of your visa, the answer would be yes, I worked, and yes, I violated the terms of my visa. Now, here's the next part of that, because it just doesn't end there, because everything is not as easy as that. Okay? If you worked within the first 3 months of you coming to the United States of America, you came on a visitor's visa?
No, I came on A3 visa. That's an embassy visa.
Okay, on an embassy visa. Okay. Did you work illegally within the first 3 months of you coming on that A3 visa?
No, I did not.
Okay, fine. So then you are okay. There are a lot of people who come here on whether it's a visa or a H visa or a tourist visa or a student visa, and they start working the first day they come here. That would be both a violation of your visa and a misrepresentation. The misrepresentation meaning that you had the intent to work when you came here. If you're illegal work, just like we always talk about the marriage thing, don't get married within the first 90 days because that would be a misrepresentation. It's the same thing with working illegally and then getting married. If you worked illegally within your first 30 days of entering the United States, first 90 days of entering the United States, and you get married, even though it's not a bar to working illegally is not a bar to getting a green card, and violating your visa is not a bar to getting a green card. Misrepresentation would be if that work began in the first 90 days, which in your particular case is not the case. So the answer is, into those two questions, yes and yes.
Yes, and I have one more question, two more questions, Brad. And once, I remember that was back in 2012. I had a situation with my husband, and I ended up getting arrested. So I was charged with simple assault, but the case was dismissed.
Right.
And I was just going over the internet, and I believe I read a section that I should include the history, of my criminal history.
Correct.
And that can make it easy because they can see.
Well, you have to tell the truth. So one of the questions.
I did tell the truth.
So one of the questions. This is how you answer that question. So one of the questions on the form, I don't remember which one, was it 21, 28, whatever the question is there's going to be a question that says, have you ever been arrested? And the answer is yes, and then it says, please explain, or the answer is no. And you're going to write yes, and in the explanation, you shouldn't really explain anything. Just say, please see attached copy of disposition. And you attach the disposition, and that explains everything.
I did request for the copy of disposition, but the copy of disposition has no record of an arrest. I went to the police headquarters, and I went to actually different entities in Washington, D.C. So they told me that, well, there's no record. They can't see anything.
All right, so then get a letter from them saying there's no record of an arrest.
Yes, I do have that.
Okay, and then you submit, you write, yes, I was arrested for domestic violence. I was arrested in this jurisdiction. I had a fight with my husband. I went to get the records, and the police say there's no record of my arrest, but I'm I'm trying to be as transparent as I can. End of story. You're going to get your green card either way.
Yes, and I also went to college, and I paid in-state tuition in the state of Virginia, so I don't know if that's not going to be a problem.
Well, I don't know what you did for in-state tuition in Virginia.
I used to live in Virginia
okay,
at that
so one
time.
second, Marina. Okay.
Sure.
Again, okay. If in fact you paid in-state tuition when you weren't entitled to, which I don't know. Okay. You certainly don't want to talk about it on a live show. That would be even if it's state-funded tuition because you went to a state school instead of an out-of-state school. It could be a crime. Why are you going to admit that on my live show that you may have committed a crime? Have a consultation with me. Hold on.
I will have a consultation.
Yes,
and last question.
No, stop, because we have to have the consultation anyway, and I don't want you to admit to any more stuff. Hold on.
Okay, most definitely.
All right, hold on. All right. She said, "Oh." Yeah, I mean, it could be considered theft from the government. I don't know what she did. Maybe she did everything legal. I have no idea.
Right.
But as soon as you start saying this was in-state and I should have paid that, as soon as you paid less than you think you should have, to anything that the government, it's like saying I cheated on my taxes.
Yeah.
So you don't want to start talking about that stuff here. And maybe she did nothing wrong.
Right.
I have no idea.
Let's hope
I'm just being cautious for her.
Yes, good.
All right.
What a good lawyer would do.
Thank you. Tammy in Jamaica. Because I really don't know what the rules are for in-state tuition in Virginia. Tammy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
You're doing a great thing. I must say that.
Thank you.
All right. So I have a couple of questions. Do you recommend having an attorney with me for my my interview based on an approved I-360.
You're asking an attorney if you should hire an attorney.
Yes, I'm asking an attorney.
If you should hire an attorney.
Well, I'm asking you if I should hire you.
Yes! Because we don't hire
All
attorneys.
right.
I'm out of business and I can't do this show anymore. But more importantly, you should always have an attorney with you at an interview, simply because even if you look at the if you look at the immigration website, the USCIS website, okay, I'm going to pull up what it says on the USCIS website, okay, because it's actually very interesting, and people maybe don't even realize this, okay. It says here, let's see, United States Immigration Services. Let me see what they're. Where did I see it? I saw it, but maybe it's here then. I don't know where I saw it. I was just on their website recently, and now I don't see it because it's on a live show. But basically, they changed their logo or their mission statement. And their mission statement used to be to provide the best customer service to a person who wants to, I'm paraphrasing, to a person who wants to apply for a green card. So basically they were trying to say, we're on your side, okay? So we're going to try to give you our best customer service. You're our customer, okay? Now the Immigration Service's motto, and I'm paraphrasing again because I can't find it, but I really wanted to read it. But hopefully I'll read it tomorrow. I'll find it. I just don't want to start doing a Google search for it right now on a live show. Okay. But I'm going to paraphrase it, and anyone could go find it. That would be helpful. It says something to the effect of, we are here to protect the American worker. So if their new motto is protect the American worker, and you are not an American worker, and you are going for an interview, by definition, it is now adversarial. Okay? You are the adversary. Okay, because you're not the American worker they're trying to protect. So you better have a lawyer with you, because you got to make sure they play by the right rules.
All right.
All right? You understand?
All right. So, yeah,
All
definitely.
Right. All right, hold on.
That's one part of the question.
Okay, what's the other part?
So my cousin, married to a U.S. citizen, everything went through until it was time for the interview. She basically kicked him out.
Right.
And so he got the notice that he was denied. He asked her for a copy of the denial letter, and she refused to give it to him. What should he do?
You could always do a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act request, and get a copy. So let her come into me.
He requested one, but he didn't get it. Did it go to her address?
I don't know, but if you request it, you can request it to any address you want, as long as your name's on that whatever you're requesting from immigration. So let him come to see me, and we'll get a copy of it for him.
All right, no problem.
All right, hold on one second. All right, that was Tammy in Jamaica, and now we're going to go to Michael in Brooklyn. Michael.
Yes, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm calling because my I-601 waiver was approved based on my adjustment of status. Adjustment of status.
Right.
I would like to know what is the next step now.
Your 601 waiver, you needed a waiver for what? Misrepresentation, or you had a criminal offense, or what was the waiver for?
Yeah, misrepresentation.
Okay, so it was approved. And you based on a marriage?
Yes.
Okay, your I-130 was approved too, I assume?
Yes, they both came in the mail.
The next step is they should be mailing you a green card. You're approved. Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you. So it won't be another interview?
No, shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye.
Let's go to Paula in Philadelphia. Paula.
Good.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I have a question, Brad. My brother, he came up from Jamaica with his wife.
Right.
She's a teacher. However, he applied for the work permit.
Mm-hmm.
The notice came in the letter, in the mail, but the car didn't come. He called USCIS, and they said that it was mailed out, and this was like in December. He went to the post office. They said that it was there, but it did not have an apartment number on it.
So where is
now
it now?
We don't know what to do.
Well, the post office got to give it to you. Go to the post office if that's where it is. Or if it was returned, it's either at the post office or it was returned to immigration. If it was returned to immigration, you can tell them the apartment number to remail it out to you.
So you should call them again?
Yeah, and say, hey, the post office says it was returned. It sounds like the post office says they returned it to immigration because it was undeliverable without an apartment number. So call them back again. That's what I would do. Or come see me.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Jennifer in West Haven, Connecticut. Jennifer.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I have a question. How long after you divorce you can get married and file for somebody?
The next day. 24 hours later.
Because I asked somebody about it and they said, no, you got to wait a long time because immigration might think that the marriage is illegal.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Okay. If the marriage is real, well, your marriage is real. Okay, you got nothing to hide. Go file for your. Why should you suffer and not have the man or woman you want to live with next to you? Why do you have to suffer? It makes no sense. Why do you have to suffer? Because you want to think, you want to try to, think what immigration may think and perceive about your marriage. Who cares what they perceive? Okay? The perception is perception and facts are facts, and those are two different things. Okay? And as long as you can factually prove my first marriage was real, my second marriage was real, my third marriage is real, my 10th marriage is real, go file for your spouses. You're allowed to fall in and out of love. Perfectly okay.
I'm never married. It's the first time.
All right, then go do it.
The thing is this too. I'm scared too because I'm out of status, but my fiancé is American citizen. And
so let me help you.
I came here from 2005.
Where are you from?
Jamaica.
Okay, how'd you come?
I come with a 10-year visa, but
so then all the man has to do is marry you. You live with him. You start an economic relationship with him.
Together.
And you have an economic relationship with him. Go get married in the age of Donald Trump, who we just talked about for the first 20 minutes on our show, could very well be a racist and white supremacist who hates immigrants. Why are you going to live here illegally for one more day? Go straighten yourself out while you can.
Exactly. But my next question, I've been paying taxes from 2007.
Good.
And I pay everything like Medicare, Social Security.
Good.
State tax, federal tax.
Good. You're wonderful. You're a wonderful person. Go get married. Let's get your green card.
Okay. My next question to my daughter.
Right.
She is a DACA kid. She got it renewed 3 times.
Right.
How could she adjust her status?
Well, she's over 21, I assume, if she already got it renewed 3 times.
Yes, she's 23 now.
So there's nothing she can do based on your marriage. We would have to have an independent, consultation with her and figure out what option she has. But it's not going to be through your marriage.
Okay, but my fiancé is on disability now. Would that be a problem?
He's on Social Security?
Yes.
Okay, it's not a problem, but if the Social Security is not enough to support you and him, then you may need a second affidavit of support, but that's it.
My niece is a doctor in Florida. She said she will sign that.
Perfect. So the doctor who's the niece, fine, all good.
So do I have to come in and see you?
Do you have to? There's no haves. You don't have to do anything in life. Okay. Should you? Yes. There's actually no shoulds in life either. I prefer that you do. I prefer that you hire me over hiring somebody else. I would prefer that, yes.
I'm not going to do it myself.
Okay, then I would prefer you come see me.
I don't want to make a mistake.
Then I prefer you come see me. You already answered the question. Hold on one second, okay? We'll help you.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Shaney in Brooklyn, New York. Shaney.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Hello.
Shaney. Or Shane.
Yeah.
Shane.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's going on?
My question is, I filed my adjustment of status in November 2017. I got my work permit in July 2018. But from ever since, I checked my status online and it's showing that I'm scheduled for an interview. And I haven't received...
It says you are ready to be scheduled, but you have not been scheduled yet. And they're right now anywhere from 12 to 30 months out. So people on the short time are 12 months, people on a long time are 30 months. You have two choices. You can either, one, just wait out up to 30 months and wait for your interview. The good news is if it's more than 2 years since your marriage, you're only going to go through this process once. You're going to get your 10-year card. You don't have to deal with, the 2-year removal of the conditions. Or...
But the problem is, yeah.
Or you file a mandamus, you come to me, I file a mandamus and force them to give you an interview.
Okay, the other problem is that my work permit is going to be expired in like 2 months.
So go renew it.
Okay.
It's easy. Go do it now because it takes months to do. So go do it right now.
All right.
All right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, Sean.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Julie in Tampa, Florida. Julie.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for answering so many questions and so quickly.
I try my best.
I have a question. My fiance is in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
I am in Florida, obviously. He has a 1-year card. Is there an option to actually for me to visit Amsterdam and to get married to him there?
What's a 1-year
card? Or do
card?
I need to find a way to bring him here to marry him?
What's a 1-year card? I don't know what you mean by a 1-year card.
I guess he was seeking asylum from his country.
To
the Netherlands.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you have two choices. Okay. One is you can go to the Netherlands and marry him there, come back to the United States, file for him. It'll take about 14, 15, 16 months to get him here with a green card. Alternatively, you can file a fiancé visa for him right now, which will be a little faster, maybe 9, 10 months, which would get him to come to the United States on a fiancé visa for you to marry him in Florida and then get his green card there.
And you said how long ago?
Probably 9, 10 months. It's still going to take a long time either way. Nothing happens overnight.
For the fiancé visa.
Yeah, it's annoying, I know.
I was trying to read something online about marrying in Amsterdam that said that one person had to be living there.
Oh, I don't know what
I
don't know what the rules for actually having I would assume anyone can get married in Amsterdam. You don't have to be living there. People have destination marriages all the time. But in terms of filing for him, if he can't go back to his home country because he's filed for asylum and he has no other place to go, you would then at that point petition the embassy in Amsterdam to say, after your I-130 visa petition is approved, to have his interview in Amsterdam because the man has nowhere else to go. You're not going to send him back to his home country to get killed, obviously.
What is the option if I go there?
You go there to marry him. These would be the two options. You marry him, you return to the United States, you file for him. He will come in about 18 months. He would get an interview. You would have to request the interview in Amsterdam, show that he can't go to his home country because of the asylum claim. And hopefully that Amsterdam will accept his interview. He gets his green card and his immigrant visa in Amsterdam, and he enters the United States with an immigrant visa and gets his green card in the United States. Or you go there and visit him by all means, all you want, but you don't marry him. You file a fiancé visa for him to get a fiancé visa, which would be a K-1 visa to come to the United States and adjust his status here.
Okay, and if I move there?
Then I'm not a lawyer for the Netherlands. I have no idea what those laws are.
Okay.
All right?
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome. All right.
Bye.
All right. Let's go to Ina in Manhattan. Ina.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Ina.
But I have a situation I want to explain to you, but my English is not that correct, so I'm sorry for anything I'm going to say. I came here with my husband in 2008, and I have a green card 2 years, and after 1 year and a half, we had a divorce.
Okay.
And I filed for a divorce, and I applied for I-751.
Right.
And in 2011, I went for the interview, and they denied me, and they sent me to the judge. I went to the judge, and the judge told me I have to reapply again. I did on 2015. And I went for the interview in 2017, and since then, I did not receive nothing, no information about my case. And when I called the the immigration, they told me I have to send a letter to Vermont Center.
Okay, so basically, you could not remove the conditions of your permanent residence. You got put into removal. You got a divorce. You filed a new application to remove the conditions based on the divorce. The judge says, all right, I'm going to terminate your deportation. You can go back to immigration and have your new interview based on the divorce and prove it's a real marriage. That happened in 2017. You haven't heard from them in 2 years. You can continue to write them until you're blue in the face. What you need to do is...
That happened in 2017.
I understand. Your interview happened in 2017, and what I'm saying to you is you could write the Vermont Service Center until you're blue in the face. And the bottom line is this. You could either wait, or you can file what's called the mandamus action, which is to force them to make a decision. I love filing the mandamus.
So can I take...
You can come see me. You're
the
in Manhattan.
appointment with you and come see you?
Yes, hold on. Let's go to Alexa in the Bronx. Alexa.
Hi, Brad.
Alexia,
good night.
how are you? How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I'm calling on behalf of my cousin. My cousin, she married a U.S. citizen, and he's not working. They had an argument. He moved out. She haven't put in any paperwork as yet. Do you suggest she put in her paperwork still? Because she's calling him.
But he moved out.
Mm-hmm.
So unless she's going to do a Violence Against Women's Act claim, which you can start putting together, but they haven't passed the extension yet, but hopefully they will shortly.
Oh, so she can't put in her paperwork, right?
Not based on a marriage when the man left, no, but possibly a VAWA case, but they got to extend it first. So I don't know what you mean by paperworks. There's no such thing as paperworks.
She doesn't send anything to immigration as yet. That's what I mean.
I understand that. And you just don't randomly start sending stuff to immigration. That's what I mean. Which means that she has to have a consultation. Let's figure out how to help her. Hold on 1 second, okay? Hold on. All right.
Yeah.
Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
We didn't have to use it.
Congratulations, callers.
Not once.
The 8 ball did not have to be used once.
I thought you were going to start using it for the people that were asking if you needed a lawyer, if they needed a lawyer.
I was going to. I was.
But we always want the answer to be yes.
But the answer is always going to be yes. And maybe the Magic 8 Ball says, "What do you want? You don't need a lawyer."
Right.
Right. So, because I really read whatever the Magic 8 Ball says.
Right.
So
we didn't want to risk that.
Well, it's not about risk. I really want to tell them the truth, which is immigration is an adversarial process now.
Right.
So it's not. You don't joke around about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Immigration ain't no joke, as they say.
It ain't no joke.
All right, let's do something we like to call here, Yonathan, social media check-in.
Hey, guys. All right, for our first one, we have one from Lovely Mimi saying, hey, Brad, would it affect my immigration status if I filed single?
If you're basing it on marriage, yep.
Okay, how about if I filed if I filed jointly but separate?
Better, but I'd rather have you file married filing jointly, because married filing separately just says I acknowledge I'm married, but I'm not dealing with my husband's debts. Versus married filing jointly says we're in it together. We're a team. We're one apple. We're not two different apples. We're one apple. Right. And when you're one apple, that's a bona fide marriage.
Right.
2 apples, those are just 2 people who have a marriage certificate. You know what I mean?
I totally get it. But I'm just thinking like, damn, because it's like sometimes you don't want to take your spouse's debt.
Well, you know, for better or worse, as they say.
Damn. Damn, that's a damn.
That's a damn.
All right, that's a damn. Mm-hmm. All right, Miguel Marquez says, question, I had a work permit. It expired November 2018, and I had a DUI misdemeanor 2 years back. I'm applying for a green card. Will it be safe?
A DUI and a what?
Misdemeanor 2 years back.
I don't know if it'll be safe. You better come see a lawyer. Whenever you have an arrest, you don't just randomly go file papers with immigration. You should go see a lawyer to see if it's safe.
AKA come see Brad.
Correct.
Taco says, good afternoon. Having a question about biometrics. In February, I received the notice to appear in USCIS for biometrics. I did it, but yesterday I received the same notice again to appear again for the same reason. Is this normal?
No, but it's possible that your first biometrics, they didn't take your fingerprints good, so they're asking you to come again. You know, sometimes your fingerprints smudged or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, you didn't press hard enough, or you pressed too lightly.
Sheesh.
I guess. So go.
They should have had
So
that
the answer's
together.
go.
Right?
The answer's go.
Go.
Right.
John Lim says, what if biometric was done in October for $765,485? Oh no,
765
like,
for a work permit and an adjustment, right?
765 and 485.
Right.
Then after 3 months, RFE for I-485 came while the work permit still be stop process.
Yes, the work permit is being stop process. Basically, they filed an adjustment and a work permit. He went for his fingerprints. After he took his fingerprints, immigration said, whatever you filed for your adjustment just is not right.
Mm-hmm.
You need more stuff.
Got you.
So then whenever he sends back that stuff that they're asking, which is the request for evidence, and you send back that evidence, let's say it was received by immigration on January 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the back of the line as of January 2nd, wait another 5.5 months, which is why you should always have a lawyer.
AKA hire Brad.
Correct.
Okay. Next is David Loomy saying, I went for my I-485 interview today, and the officer said she'll find out if USCIS or the court will make a decision on my case based on the pending NTA that was not filed with the court. I need your input, please.
If USCIS will file the case?
Or court will make the decision on the case based on the pending NTA.
What was the question again?
So based on the pending NTA that was not filed with the court, at the I-485 interview, the officer said that she'll find out if the USCIS or the court will make a decision on the case.
Okay,
so
all right. Okay, so this is basically
Or
it.
he does.
All right. She went for an interview back sometime before, years ago or months ago or a decade ago or who knows when. She got caught up in some sort of he got caught up in some sort of immigration thing. And the deportation officer said, I'm going to put you in deportation, and literally filled out all the paperwork, which would be the notice to appear, the order to show cause, which and hands it to this man, says you're in deportation, congratulations, and these are the reasons why. But now, in order to schedule in a hearing for deportation, that immigration officer has to file the NTA or the order to show cause, depending on when this was, with the court. But never did. It's still sitting on the guy's desk or in a drawer in a file.
Right.
So he filled out all this paperwork. You're in deportation. Here's the reason why. We'll notify you when your court date is. And then the dummy immigration officer never filed it with the court. So now this person's in Never Never Land.
Right.
Once an NTA is filed or an order to show cause is filed, USCIS no longer has jurisdiction. So what has to happen is either you got to get that NTA to a court and then go deal with it before a judge, or have them rip it up or terminate it. One or the other. But right now you're in this Never Never Land. A lot of times it just takes years and years. You're better off doing something that I've mentioned many, many times, which is mandamus.
Mandamus.
Correct.
Alfara says, I've been convicted of public intoxication with alias name 14 years, 2 driving out license convictions. I also have 1 more driving out license and no insurance visible tag in another state, married to a U.S. citizen.
You go need a lawyer. Let's go through all these dispositions.
All right. Gail Henry says, my husband got locked up 16 years ago for 16 grams of marijuana. He paid the fine and got out disposition, but used a fake ID. He's going for his green card interview next week. Will he be denied?
What was the fake ID for?
I don't know if the fake ID. So it says that the husband was locked up 16 years ago for the 16 grams of marijuana. He paid the fine and got disposition,
okay.
but
Right,
used a fake ID.
He's going to be denied because you didn't use a fake fingerprint. Your fingerprint is your fingerprint.
Your fingerprint is still there, so
and they're
going
to be waiting there with handcuffs to put him in deportation. 16 pounds of marijuana.
Grams.
It doesn't matter. 16 grams. Oh, well, that's a different story. You better bring the disposition because at least you can get a waiver for that and tell the truth.
Even if you use the fake ID.
Oh, wait. Grams is different than ounces, right?
Yes.
Grams is less than ounces. Correct? I am not a smoker.
I'm not either. Grams.
30 grams or less, yes. So as long as it's 30. So that was like a joint.
So 1 gram is 0.03 ounces.
Yeah, so it was like a joint, 16 grams. Okay. All right, yeah. He needs to get the disposition in the fake name, admit to the crime, and be ready with a waiver. You need a lawyer.
So you need a lawyer for that.
Correct.
You don't want to play with that.
Correct.
All right. Shauna K. Perp says, hey, Brad, what's going on?
Hey.
So what's going on with VAWA right now at this moment? Remember, a lot of people were asking this last week as well, and you said you might have
funded through the end of the year.
Okay.
But the law that says that people can actually get the green card through VAWA is up.
Ew.
That means they're still processing the cases, but they can't actually issue a green card unless your I-360 was previously approved. So hopefully they'll come to some resolution soon.
All right. Sherry Williams says, hey, Brad, my husband filed for me in January, but he didn't file for the travel document. Is it too late?
Nope, you can do it.
Mary Anderson says, hey, Brad, I'm asking for a friend. She wanted to know if she can get married to her girlfriend, which they are in love. She is gay.
Yes, same-sex marriages are legal, and you can file for your same-sex marriage partner.
Is there a different...
same rules.
Everything is same rules.
Same rules.
Cool. Sandra says, hey, Brad, I got a friend whose permanent residency was denied because the husband had a criminal record, and the lady in question is from Africa. But she got her Social Security and work permit, so what do you think she can do about getting her permanent residency?
Well, you don't get denied because your husband has a conviction unless it's for a sexual offense.
Okay.
So
but she's saying that she got denied for the husband, so maybe it is.
Well, there was a sexual offense with a minor then. She should come see me.
Okay.
All right? Because a lot of times they deny you for sexual offenses and has nothing to do with the husband having a sexual offense with a minor.
Okay.
All right.
Hussein says, hey, Brad, I have a question. One of my friends got married and he applied for a green card at I-485. And while he's waiting, he got accused for missing money in a store while he was in training. The owner brought him to court and he has a case. So how is that money shortage in a store case going to affect his green card case? I mean, immigration case or not?
Depends what he was convicted of. I don't know what he was convicted of. Theft?
It would be theft.
Some sort of theft. I don't know. It depends what the disposition is, what he was convicted of, what his sentence was.
Does it matter like how much? Because
it matters how much. It matters how long you went to jail. It matters what you pled guilty to. I would need to see the disposition.
Okay. Because remember, he's already applied for it, so he's waiting.
He still needs. He better get it. He's get his disposition and get his act together, and let's figure out what's going on before you go for an interview. You never ever go to immigration if you've been arrested in your name or someone else's name, and just go in and assume they won't know about it, or it's not a big deal. Okay, because then you're making an ass of yourself.
Yes.
Not even an ass of you and me.
Right.
Just yourself. Just yourself.
Right. It's better to make an ass of someone else as well.
Correct. Right. It's not even an assume, you know.
Right.
That doesn't even follow the assume,
yeah.
you know, the ass out of you and me. It's just you're making an ass of yourself because you're getting denied.
All right. Fadi says, hey, Brad, on your last show before you went on a holiday, USC, I love how everybody said your holiday.
My holiday.
Yeah.
It was my holiday.
It was your holiday.
It was.
Yeah. USCIS case processing time was on 22nd of September 2018.
I haven't looked since. Is he going to ask where?
Today's, so next day it went back to 8th of September. Today is on the 14th. Is it possible to come all the way to the 22nd and go back in time like 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay. His date is September 26th.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay. Desi Martinez says, hey, do you know how long to get a VAWA I-360 approved? I've been waiting for about 16 months.
It's over 2 years.
Just call me Jessica Leamy.
Jessica Leamy.
Yes, Jessica Leamy Joel.
Yes.
Says, what's the processing time for VAWA?
Over 2 years.
Yeah.
But we don't know, if your I-360 is not approved yet, it's not going to get approved unless they...
How about after fingerprints are done?
It's 2 years, but who knows what's going to be? We don't know yet now. The only people who are going to get through on the VAWA is if you already have the I-360 approved.
Got you. Don says, hey, I filed for my citizenship back in 2010. I drove without a valid license and I was 15 at the time. I disclosed it and submitted my disposition. Will this affect my application? Thank you.
It shouldn't.
Okay. Rupi says, hey, Brad, a friend of mine was on an H-2B work visa, got married a few months ago. Now he's in processing of adjusting his status, and his wife recently filed joint taxes, and she wasn't making enough money. But with both of them, the income together was over $44,000. Would they still need a co-sponsor?
Yes, because the person getting the green card's income does not count. Just the petitioner.
That's crazy.
Yes, unless they were working legally for the last 10 quarters, which is not likely.
It's not likely.
Right.
Right. All right. Cami Campbell says, hey, Brad, question. What happens to a case if I-864 was not submitted for a child? Will that affect the entire case? Stop processing of I-130? Also, I'm in Maryland. My son is in Jamaica. Can I start an I-824 for him? I submitted a VAWA application.
On the second one, yes. If the I-130 is part of an adjustment, it stops everything for the I-864. If it's just an I-130 only, you don't need to do the I-864 for the I-130 only because you're processing in another country. The I-864 is done at the National Visa Center stage.
All right. Anna says, what if your green card interview is this month, but your J1 waiver is not granted as of yet? Is it safe to do the interview, or should she reschedule?
Go on the interview anyway, because you can't reschedule it, and just show that your J1 is pending. Hopefully they'll keep your case open, but most likely they're going to deny it. But definitely go.
Ron Adams says, my friend got married to a guy in the Philippines in 2017 and filed a petition. The guy was interviewed in August 2018 at the U.S. Embassy, but it's still under administrative processing. Now my friend wants to withdraw her petition because she doesn't want to be responsible for his husband when he gets here. Is that a valid reason to withdraw? Also, does she need to do withdraw the petition? Will she write a letter to the embassy or
the friend the friend gave an affidavit of support, so she can withdraw the affidavit of support. Yeah, contact the U.S. Embassy.
Okay. Teka says, good evening. How long after you get your 10-year green card can you file for citizenship if your original processing date was in 2013?
If you got your green card through marriage and it's a bona fide marriage, 3 years from the time you got your conditional card. If it's based on anything other than that, it's 5 years from the time you got your card.
All right. Rococo Chocolat says what to expect at a citizenship interview.
You're going to go through your entire application and question everything on your application. They're going to ask you to read, write, and speak in English. They're going to give you your test. They're going to say, are you willing to take an oath of allegiance to the United States of America? Do you want to change your name? Let me see your tax returns. Do you owe child support? And questions regarding good moral character if you were ever arrested.
All right, Ruth says, I filed for an I-360 and it was approved February 2017. I also submitted an I-485 with the application, and since February 2017, it has been transferred to the jurisdiction. Is this normal? My work permit is pending since October 2018.
Yeah, it takes 2 years.
All right. Diaby says, hey, my name is Ina Diaby, and I
think we spoke to Ina on the phone.
Ina, we did speak to Ina.
Yes.
All right. Olowa Rotimi. How long can someone stay in the United States if you're an American citizen? Outside of the United States.
That's at least a normal question.
Yes. I got it. I caught it right before.
Forever. Yes, just forever.
Okay. Well, does it depend on, do you have to get visas and stuff?
No, you're a U.S. citizen. Just give your passport renewed. But you don't lose your citizenship ever.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know if they meant, in other countries.
In another country. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm.
I decide I want to move to St. Lucia for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I never want to come back to the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
I never step foot in the United States of America. I am still a United States citizen until the day I die.
And then, okay.
And then that's it.
Okay. Chica Dibia says, my question is, how long can someone who just got a 10-year green card file for citizenship?
It's based on when you got your conditional green card. So if you've had your 10-year and conditional together for 5 years, go for it. If you've had it for more than 3 years and you're still in a bona fide marriage and can prove it, go for it.
Damian Lawrence says, is it fair that a lawyer quotes you a fee, then 6 months later when all the paperwork is ready to tell you to pay another $1,000 filing fee? Not you, Brad. Just to get,
I didn't think it was going to be right.
But please educate everyone on certain lawyers taking advantage of desperate people. This topic is never really covered, please. Thank God for you, Brad. You should consider practicing in Canada.
I can't tell you about Canadian, but I can tell you in the United States, in New York State, under the disciplinary rules for attorneys, any legal fee that you're going to charge that is in excess of $1,000, you need to have a written agreement outlining all of the legal fees for that particular thing that you're doing. In my office, whether you're paying me, unless consultation is different. If you're retaining me to do something, no matter what the fee is, we outline everything. These are your fees, these are your expenses, these are your filing fees, so everybody knows ahead of time what they're into.
So these lawyers that put that $1,000 filing fee, that's like the cap before you have to actually put it
that's
into
a filing
the,
fee
right?
that you got to pay the government.
Right.
So they should have known about it. Yes. It's not fair, and and you should have a written agreement that explains it all.
Right. So what happens if they don't have a written agreement? Is it just
that lawyer has violated his ethical obligations to you, and you can take him to the disciplinary committee.
All right. Our last one for now is Jillian saying, "Hey, Brad and squad, asking for a friend's behalf. She got married to a U.S. citizen in August 2018 on her visitor's visa. She went back to her home country and came back to the U.S. in November 2018. Both her and her husband are now looking to put in paperwork to adjust her status. However, they were not aware of the 90 days rule until she started following your Facebook page. The question is, will that affect her chances of getting a green card? She's very confused and scared. Thank you so much."
Well, she's here now more than 90 days, so she can put in her adjustment. But she got married the last time and then went home and then came back. They could always possibly say there's some sort of misrepresentation there. But I think if she holds up on her adjustment more than 90 days now, she should be okay. Hopefully, but she should come see a lawyer.
Right. So like even though it's a gray area.
It's a gray area. She should come see us.
All right.
So meanwhile, Yonathan, yesterday, March 17th, was St. Patrick's Day.
It was.
Yes, and this holiday is associated with the day of the death of the heavenly patron of Ireland, St. Patrick, who was proclaimed a Christian, and it was proclaimed a Christian holiday in the 18th century. It is also celebrated by Catholics, the Russian Orthodox Church, and some Protestants. And St. Patrick's Day is celebrated in many parts of the world. In New York, the first St. Patrick's Day parade was in 1762. And on Saturday, Yonathan, you were there to check out the 2019 New York City St. Patrick's Day parade. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? It's your boy, Yonathan Elliott. And as you can see, we're all wearing green here at the St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City. Now, St. Patrick's Day isn't just a day to drink good Irish beer. It also commemorates St. Patrick and celebrates the heritage and culture of the Irish. Now let's go talk to some of these people. Hopefully they're not too drunk yet, right? Yeah! All right, guys, I found me some new friends. They didn't start drinking yet. So what are you doing here today?
I'm having a fun time experiencing the parade, experiencing the culture of St. Patty's Day with a bunch of my college friends. I'm just enjoying the day and here in New York City.
So what are you guys here doing today?
Drinking.
Are you having fun today?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm coming for first time. Yeah.
Have you been to the parade before?
No, that's the first time. I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Let me see a little dance with you.
Thank you, good looking.
Oh, stop it. Hey, we have a celebrity here. You guys been to the St. Patrick's Day parade before?
Yes.
It's actually my first time.
What? And you came dripped out like this?
Had to, in the city, the parade, it's like, it's one day a year, you gotta go hard.
I'm here celebrating.
So are you Irish?
Nope, not at all.
So what are you here representing today? I see you're Puerto Rican, Boricua.
The Irish people free at Viso Campus. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to represent the Irish people today for freeing such a community activist, very long time in jail. Thank God to the Irish people, he got his freedom and we got him out of there. So thank you again.
What's your name and where you're from?
Pete Siokowski. I'm from the Edward P. Maloney Memorial Pipe Band out of Binghamton, New York.
First of all, I love your outfit.
Well, thanks.
So can you please explain what all of this is?
Okay, so basically we used a classical Celtic kind of uniform, which consists of a kilt. So this was created for New York City after 9/11 by the people of Ireland. You have a ceremonial sporran. Sometimes you'll see a horsehair sporran, which is more of a military side. But there's also pouches. Bagpipers will have a fly plate. And then we have what's called the Balmoral hat.
So what does St. Patrick's Day mean to you?
There's different aspects of culture that people just cling to. For people of Irish descent, I think it's just that aspect of that sentimentality toward, where they came from.
What does St. Patrick's Day mean to you?
It's a time to feel connected to your family.
And having fun.
People say luck, love, happiness, the Clover thing. I just want to drink.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody coming out here in New York to celebrate.
I am not Irish, but I love the day. I think there's just this energy in New York City that's so special where even if you're not Irish, you can have a fun time and learn about people's culture throughout the city. I think it's amazing.
Personally, to me, it's freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of feelings, and coming together as a unity, as a one community. And that's why I'm here representing Boricua.
Today's day and age, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of turmoil. But when you have a holiday like this and bringing all the cultures together for one thing, it means a lot. It's the staple of New York City.
Does anybody know their family's immigration story?
My family started in northern Italy, I think. And then they migrated to Ireland.
My family actually got adopted by and turned my last name Morgan, but we were Carter, and we were very Irish.
What's your family's immigration story?
The Irish side of my family, they immigrated through Canada. On my other side of my family, I'm also Polish and German. So we're kind of like that melting pot. So that's kind of our story.
My family comes from Poland, and the last 100 years we come from Brooklyn. But before that, all Polish Brooklyn people now living in New Jersey.
Where are you from?
Puerto Rican.
How long have you been here?
For 50 years old.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a long time.
And any of you guys Irish?
I am 100% Italian.
Yeah.
I'm probably that much Irish, but I'm going to embrace it. I'm allowed.
Do you feel like since your family moved down here from Poland, that you are able to live the American dream, and they were as well?
It's been 100 years since they moved, but from what I hear about my grandparents, that's exactly what happened. And it gives them an opportunity to provide for their families, and each generation I think has been more fortunate in that sense, and that's what America's all about.
What's your American dream?
My American dream would just be family, nothing crazy.
To change the world a little bit. We want to be teachers, so we want to change the face of the young kids and make this world a better place.
That we could all come together and unite in unity and have freedom and stay together and respect each other.
My American dream. I want to do what I love, and that's doing what you do right now. I want to be on TV.
My American dream would be to become a famous writer. My American dream is to become a neurosurgeon.
My American dream is that we just keep working together as a country to kind of embrace our own differences and come together to live in peace.
All right, Brad Squad, well, there you have it. A little bit of culture with a little bit of history, but a lot of bit of fun. And we're going to end it off with a nice cold Guinness for the Irish. Sam, how'd you even get here? Were you here the whole time?
Yes, Yonathan, I've been following you around. There was no way I was going to miss the St. Patrick's Day parade. I went last year with you and it was a blast. And look, I got a corsage for you.
Oh, man, thank you. Oh, not that one. My bad.
Hey, what do you got here?
No, 21 and over. Oh, Sam. No, Brad, get your boy.
You know I like a little bit of a cocktail now and then.
All right, here.
Beer. Ooh, I've never had beer. Tasty.
Are you drunk?
Maybe soon.
See you at the studio.
All right, so there you have it. That was funny.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Fun times with the Irish and not with the Irish. There was a lot of people that weren't Irish.
We will have some comments of the day.
Yes, we will.
Let's hear them. All right, what do we got?
All right, our first one comes from Sandy Richardson on Facebook saying, "Hey Brad, thanks for your advice. Finally divorced."
Hey,
Oh.
well, okay. Well, okay, yeah.
Okay,
All right, what else?
All right, our next one is on YouTube. Ashley Thomas saying, "Good evening, Brad and the squad. I want to say a big thank you to my team, Shannon, Hector, and Alana. They did a great job on my case, and a big thank you to Wendy Brown for introducing me to you guys.
Right.
Nice.
Very
We like
good.
those.
I like that.
We love success stories.
Yes.
Another one on YouTube, Loretta Brown saying, OMG, my time off was boring. I had to go on YouTube and look back on some shows that had to pass me going by.
Aww, but we're back now. We're back now.
Right. Just to keep her going.
Yes.
I like that. All right, and on YouTube, Tennille12 saying, hey, Brad, I want to thank you for everything you do for me and everyone. God bless you. You are the best.
All right.
Nice. Look at that.
Way to go.
You like that?
I like that. I always like that. What else we got?
All right, our last one is from Beloved Mac on Facebook saying, I wanted to say a special thanks to Brad, Jenny, and Myola for the hard and professional job that was done to assist me in getting my 10-year green card. I'm forever grateful and pray God's blessing on the firm.
Very nice. Wow. Yeah, we help a lot of people.
Right.
We help a lot of people here. All right, folks, thank you all for watching. We will be back tomorrow. If you are a regular watcher of Brad Show Live on Facebook, make sure that you like and follow law offices of Spar and Bernstein so you can get notification every time we come on Facebook. And of course, on YouTube, also like and follow us so you can get notification as well. Tell your friends and family. Share this with your friends and family. Scream it out the window. Whatever you want, but just tell them we'll be back tomorrow sometime between 5:30 and 6, hopefully closer to 5:30. See you tomorrow. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?